Dear Acharya Pranam, as per the guidelines you gave in the last session, I started contemplating on what do I consider myself. I tried to reject parts of my personalities one by one. Firstly, I said I am not Javed. I was okay with that. Then I said I do not belong to any particular religion. I was okay with that. Then I said I am not a husband. I was okay with that. Then I said I am not a son. I was okay with that. I am not a father. I was okay with that. I am not a teacher. I was okay with that. But when I told myself that I am not the owner of my business empire, then I was not okay with that. Something in me retaliated very strongly. I tried to convince myself many a times that I am not the owner of my business, but it didn't help. Now I think that there might be a few other parts of my personality which may retaliate the same way. What is happening? Javed. We all want stuff, don't we? And kids like to have things in their hands. Intangibles. The kids have little fondness for. If you tell a kid that you are giving him joy, the kid would pout and sneer at you. But if you tell the kid that you are giving him a toy, the kid would roll at your feet. Kids don't want joy, they want toy. Toy means something material, something tangible. So when you talk of your business, it is something very tangible. The money you can hold in your hands. You have a factory, it is so tangible. And there are goods coming out of that factory, they too are tangible. And there are workers in the factory, all tangible. And you can see that empire. It's all very tangible. Kids want toys. Tell a kid, your joy is being taken away. The kid will say, oh. Tell a kid, your toy is being taken away. The kid will retaliate in the same way as you retaliated. When you say, I am not a father, that's intangible. The father is a concept, you know. The factory is not a concept. So when you say, I am not a father, that's okay. I am not a father. Even if you say you are not a father, your family is still there. Your sons and daughters are still there. You may say, I am not a husband. That does not make your wife disappear. Or does it? Because the husband is again a concept, a name. So with the wife by your side, you can very comfortably say, I'm not the husband. That does nothing to the wife. The wife is still present. And you are safely not a husband now. So it's okay. Very acceptable to the ego. The ego is losing nothing. Now the wife is still there, and additionally, you have the pleasure of not being a husband. And when you want, you can silently become a husband again for a while. And then again you can be a non-husband. So the ego is happy. Look at the things you could easily reject. You could reject being a son, a father, a teacher, a husband, a follower of a religion, and you could also reject your name. All those things, Javed, are intangibles. They are concepts. The ego loses nothing if it loses those concepts. You can very happily say, I am not Javed. And when a 10 lakh check arrives in the name of Javed, you can deposit it in your bank account. You are not Javed. And a check has arrived. And the check is in the name of Javed. Would you then say, I am not Javed? I will not take this check. It's okay to reject these things because they are not things, they are hot air. It's easy to reject gas, but the factory is not gas. The factory is brick and mortar. The factory is a lot of material. The factory is a lot of money. The factory is one big toy. The kid won't give up the toy. The question is not about why you could not drop being a business owner. You said you could drop being this, but you could not drop being a business owner. No. The way you have structured the question, it appears that you met success 6 times and the 7th time you failed. You have listed your 6 successes. About those 6, you have no question. Your question pertains to the 7th one, the failure. I would like you to go back to these 6. Have you really succeeded there? When you say, I am not a son, not a father, not a husband, not a Hindu, not a Muslim, not Javed, have you really succeeded there? No, you haven't succeeded there. You haven't succeeded there. Try with more rigor. Try more honestly, more scrupulously. It's not so easy, Javed, not being a husband. It's not so easy, Javed, not being a father. If your kid disappears from your knowledge for even a few hours or one day, you will experience a lot of turmoil. The same thing applies to your wife. The same thing applies to your parents, family. In fact, you are more intimately connected to your family than to your business empire. It's just that the process of investigation, the inner process of investigation that you followed, was not quite a rigorous process. Therefore, it has yielded faulty results. I would ask you to repeat this same process of investigation with greater rigor, with more checks, with a higher level of inner scrutiny. If you can succeed in truly dropping even one thing, then you have succeeded in dropping everything. It is not possible that you are able to drop 6 aspects of your personality but are not able to drop one last 7th aspect. If the seventh one is difficult to drop, it means that even the first six have not really been dropped. Dropping is not important. Investigation is very, very important. One must truly inquire. Dropping cannot be an objective. And I tell you, dropping as one conceptualizes it, dropping as one conceives it, is not even necessary. Dropping is not what we assume it to be. So forget about dropping. Just inquire. Inquire fully. Dropping is not necessary. Forget dropping. It's anyway a scary word. I dropped a body. If the police comes to hear this, they will arrest you. If somebody hears you saying, I just dropped a body, it is quite a scandal. And if you say, I just dropped my body, then you might be punished for attempting suicide. And if you say that you dropped your body because Ashtavakra advised you so, then Ashtavakra would be booked for abetting suicide. Let's not get into all that. Just see what this bodily business is all about. Don't be motivated. Don't have foregone conclusions. Don't turn dropping into such a virtue. Why don't we rather observe the body? Why don't we see what it is all about, what our relation to the body is, what your agenda is, and what the body keeps wanting? Are you really one with the body? Let's see. As you listen to me, Parmeshwari, let's say you are feeling thirsty. Now what do you want? Tell me. You want to keep listening to me, right, Parmeshwari? And what does your body want? The body wants to run away and drink water. So now tell me, are you and the body really one? The body has its own agenda. The body has its own purpose, and that purpose does not quite match with yours. You want liberation, the body wants sleep. Let's say you lose love. Let's say you lose an opportunity to be with the Guru. Is the body affected even a bit? You are so heartbroken. You are feeling devastated. Has the body lost anything? The body is still making merry. Let's say you lose an opportunity to be with your lover. Do you find that two of your fingers are therefore missing? No. You still have 5 fingers. You have lost so much, but the body has not lost anything. Before losing your liver, you were weighing 60 kilograms. And even after this tremendous inner loss, you are still weighing 60 kilograms. So the body is not affected. That is why the wise ones have pointed out to you that you are not the body. Because the body has its own chemistry. The body has its own world. The body has its own demands and desires. And you are different. You want something else. The body has no relation with what you want. The body keeps pursuing its own goals. That's why it has been said, are you the body? Do you get this? Is it not possible for you to keep walking even when the body is paining? The leg is aching and you keep walking. Does that not happen? For you, the destination is important. For body, the leg is important. And also, you know about the body that it would fail. The body won't be able to preserve the leg for long. Have you ever seen any immortal leg? Have you ever seen any heavenly leg dangling down the skies? This leg would never die. Such a leg, have you come across? So the body not only has its own personal agenda, the agenda of the body is also a foolish one, bound to be defeated and frustrated. You know that, right? You know that. Now do you still want to side with the body and be one with it? It's simple. The more you look at the functioning of the body, the more you will find it just awkward. And you will say, bad enough that this thing exists. I don't want to make things worse by identifying with it. Such a small thing this body is, and so very defenseless. A stone falls on your head, a little stone. I'm not talking of a massive rock. And you're hospitalized for a week. You want to really call yourself one with this defenseless mass of flesh? Do you want to be as weak as the body? Do you want to be as ephemeral as the body? Is that what you want, Parmeshwari? And you grow old. And you don't even have control over your bowel movements. You don't even realize when the fluids have passed out of you. So the body is so very indignified. Do you want to be one with someone who is bound to lose even basic physical dignity in due course of time? And the old woman can't walk without a support. Do you want to be so dependent on someone? But the body is surely going to be dependent. Do you want to be dependent? If you don't want to be dependent, then don't align with the dependent one. Are you getting it? Forget dropping. Just know. Knowing is enough. If you keep dropping as your objective, then this objective would impede your inquiry. Because as we said in the beginning, the word dropping is a scary word. The ego wants to collect, accumulate, possess. And you are telling the ego to drop. You will meet with great resistance from the ego. So better not to use the word dropping. We'll avoid that word.